was then, this is now. Let's go forward now with our lives. And I want to say to not only their community, but to every community.
You won't believe what Shirley Caesar has just revealed. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth behind her confession that will change everything you thought you knew. Shirley Caesar, born on October the 13th, 1939 in Durham, North Carolina, emerged from humble beginnings to become one of the most iconic figures in gospel music. As the 10th of 13 children, Shirley's early life was shaped by both love and loss. Her father, James Caesar, was a part-time worker and gospel singer who passed away when she was only 7 years old. This loss profoundly affected her, but it also deepened her connection to gospel music, which became a source of comfort and purpose. From a young age, Shirley exhibited an extraordinary talent for singing. By the time she was 10 years old, her powerful voice had already earned her a reputation within her community. Influenced by her father's love of gospel music and her mother's steadfast faith, Shirley's early years were a blend of musical inspiration and spiritual guidance. These formative experiences laid the foundation for a career that would see Shirley rise to unprecedented heights in the gospel world. But wait until you hear the startling truth she kept hidden all these years. Growing up in a poor, segregated community presented its own set of challenges. Shirley faced the harsh realities of life head-on, using gospel music as both a spiritual outlet and a means of coping with adversity. Her resilience was evident as she began traveling with gospel groups in her early teens, honing her craft and building a name for herself. It was during these travels that she met the legendary gospel singer Albertina Walker, who would become her mentor and offer her a life-changing opportunity. Albertina invited Shirley to join the Caravans, one of the most popular gospel groups at the time. This was a pivotal moment in Shirley's life, providing her with a platform to showcase her exceptional voice to larger audiences. As a member of the Caravans, Shirley quickly gained fame, earning the nickname the First Lady of Gospel for her electrifying performances. Her voice, powerful and anointed, resonated deeply with listeners, setting her apart in the gospel music scene. But wait until you hear the startling truth she kept hidden all these years. Despite her success with the Caravans, Shirley felt a calling to pursue a solo career. In the late 1960s, she made the bold decision to leave the group and forge her own path. It was a risky move, but Shirley's faith and determination propelled her forward. Her solo career quickly flourished, and she became one of the most celebrated gospel singers of all time. With over 40 albums and numerous awards, including multiple Grammy Awards. Beyond her musical achievements, Shirley has been a tireless advocate for social justice, using her platform to uplift and inspire others. Her legacy extends beyond gospel music, touching the lives of millions through her work in the civil rights movement and her charitable endeavors. Today, Shirley continues to serve as the senior pastor at Mount Calvary Woods of Faith Church in Raleigh, North Carolina, where she has been for over 40 years. But wait until you hear the startling truth she kept hidden all these years. The formation of the Caravans and Shirley Caesar's role. Albertina Walker, a gospel singer with a vision to establish a group that would not only disseminate the message of gospel music, but also raise it to new heights, established the Caravans, one of the most powerful gospel groups in history early in the 1950s. Former member of the Robert Anderson Singers, Albertina felt a call to start her own group, combining modern techniques of the time with classic gospel tones. The Caravans gained recognition very fast for their strong harmonies, energetic concerts, and capacity for close audience connection. The Caravans changed their lineup a lot at first, but in the middle of the 1950s, the group confirmed with a roster including some of the most gifted evangelical music vocalists of the times. These comprised Dorothy Norwood, Inez Andrews, Cassietta George, and Albertina Walker, Though each member brought something different to the group, their joint objective was to use music to transmit the gospel message in a way that would appeal to individuals from many walks of life. Now, let's explore the secret behind Shirley's ascent to gospel success. Shirley Caesar's entry to the Caravans signaled a turning point in both her career and the group's past. Albertina Walker found Shirley during one of her early shows, still a teenage performer. Shirley was persuaded to join the Caravans by Albertina when she saw her raw ability and promise. This invitation was evidence of Shirley's singing prowess, as well as her stage presence, which was already striking even at a young age. Shirley joined the Caravans in the late 1950s, and her arrival came at a time of great group success. Her vibrant stage presence, strong voice, and close connection with the gospel message gave the group's performances fresh perspective. Every performance was a tremendously emotional experience for the audience, since Shirley's voice had a special capacity to portray the pleasure as well as the suffering included in the gospel. Her participation with the Caravans elevated the group to the top of the genre by helping them to stand out in a packed field of gospel groups. The Caravans were a phenomenon rather than merely a gospel ensemble. They made a lot of trips around the country, appearing on TV, in churches and performance venues. Their performances were amazing, and Shirley clearly helped to ensure their achievement. She was one of the group's best performers because of her vocal strength and audience-connecting skills. Shirley also picked a lot of knowledge from her other group members during this period, especially Albertina Walker, who acted as a role model and mentor. Now, let's explore the secret behind her ascent to gospel success. Many popular records like Sweeping Through the City and I Won't Be Back defined Shirley Caesar's time with the Caravans. These songs highlighted not just the amazing vocal harmony of the ensemble, but also Shirley's passionate and forceful leadership quality. These records remain some of the most cherished gospel tunes today, and their success was much aided by her efforts. Still, Shirley's part in the Caravans transcended mere vocals. Within the organization, she was also a spiritual leader. She would frequently lead prayers and encourage her fellow members. The success of the Caravans was much influenced by this spiritual leadership, since it enabled the group to develop a strong feeling of togetherness and goal. Everything Shirley did, on and off the stage, clearly revealed her great faith and dedication to the gospel message. Shirley Caesar finally felt a calling to pursue a solo career, even though the Caravans proved successful. Making this choice meant bidding farewell to a group she had grown to consider as family. It was not so simple. Shirley thought, nevertheless, that going alone was the greatest way she could deliver her special message with the world. Her leaving the Caravans signaled the start of an incredible solo career, but her time with the group was crucial in helping her to develop both personally and creatively. Now, let's explore the secret behind Shirley's ascent to gospel success. Though it was a pivotal period in her personal life, Shirley Caesar's contribution to the Caravans was vital for the group's success. Her encounters with the Caravans gave her the spiritual depth, confidence, and abilities needed to later catapult her to become among the most revered gospel performers of all time. Gospel music today still bears the legacy of the Caravans and Shirley's part within it, which is evidence of the strength of faith, unity, and the human spirit. Shirley Caesar's solo career breakthrough. The choice of Shirley Caesar to start a solo career was a turning point that would permanently alter the gospel music scene. Shirley felt a great spiritual pull to stand out on her own after years of success with the Caravans. Though difficult, this choice started a solo career that would place her among the most important players in gospel music. Though leaving behind the comfort and protection of a reputable group was no small task, Shirley's faith and will were unflinching. Officially starting in 1966, Shirley Caesar's solo career was obviously headed for success from the very beginning. Her strong voice and passionate delivery helped her to become well known very fast. Released to tremendous praise, her first solo album, I'll Go, demonstrated her special capacity for profoundly emotional connection with listeners. This album marked a turning point since it confirmed her solo artist status and prepared the ground for the amazing career she would lead. But what she discloses next will make you mute. Shirley's influence in the gospel music scene grew as her solo career got steam. 1975 saw one of her most important turning points when the album No Charge was released. Rising to become a huge smash, the title song chronicles the love of a mother for her kid and crosses over into the mainstream charts. This song not only made Shirley well known, but also showed her capacity to use music to transmit strong sentiments. One of her most famous songs, and still a great classic today, is No Charge. Shirley Caesar kept publishing hit albums and songs during the 1970s and 1980s, each one strengthening her reputation in gospel music. Audiences all around connected with her vibrant performances and sincere songs. Shirley's music served a ministry as much as it did enjoyment. Her influence was felt much beyond the church doors as she shared hopes, faith, and love messages on her platform. But her next revelation will astound you. Apart from her artistic success, Shirley Caesar also pioneered new ground in the business by accumulating several Grammy Awards. These honors honored her not only for her exceptional musicianship, but also for her help to shape gospel music. Shirley's success as a solo performer was evidence of her commitment, diligence, and unfaltering faith. Her path from a small child singing in a chapel to a worldwide gospel star is just remarkable. Shirley Caesar kept stretching the envelope of gospel music as her career developed. She worked with other musicians, both inside and beyond the gospel scene, introducing gospel music to fresh listeners. Her impact went beyond music, since she grew well known in the civil rights struggle and supporter of social justice. But what she discloses next will make you mute. More than only a personal triumph, Shirley Caesar's solo professional breakthrough marked a turning point in gospel music history. Her path from modest upbringing to global recognition is evidence of the strength of faith, tenacity, and the bravery to pursue one's calling. Shirley Caesar is still a trailblazer, and her songs inspire and uplift millions of people all around the world. Shirley Caesar's influence on gospel music and beyond. Having a 7-decade career, Shirley Caesar is generally considered as one of the most important personalities in gospel music. Her influence on the genre is significant. She touches many different genres and musicians, going much beyond gospel music. Shirley's original approach, distinguished by her strong voice, passionate delivery, and great spirituality, has had a lasting impression on the field of music. Shirley Caesar defied convention in gospel music right from the start of her career. Her concerts provided an unmatched degree of passion and intensity, therefore redefining what gospel music might be. Audiences not only in the church, but also in the mainstream, connected with her capacity to transmit deep spiritual themes through her music. Shirley was a loved person in many different cultures, since her songs addressed the human experience in a way that cut over denominational borders. You would want to not miss what she says regarding her legacy. The many musicians that credit Shirley as an inspiration clearly show her impact on gospel music. Many gospel singers have been mentored by her, therefore guiding the careers of next generations. Her work has also migrated into other genres, impacting soul, R&B, and pop music performers. Shirley's music is easily available to a larger audience, thanks to her ability to combine modern sounds with classic gospel, therefore bringing gospel music into the mainstream. Shirley Caesar's partnerships with musicians from many musical backgrounds are one of the most important ways she has impacted other genres. From R&B vocalists to hip-hop performers, she has collaborated with a wide spectrum of musicians to introduce gospel music to novel and surprising venues. Along with exposing gospel music to fresh listeners, these partnerships have served to dissolve boundaries between genres. You won't want to miss what she says regarding her legacy. Beyond only her musical legacy, Shirley Caesar has had a major influence on the social and cultural scene. Using her position to speak out on causes dear to her and her community, she has been an outspoken supporter of civil rights and social justice. Her dedication to these causes has motivated many musicians to utilize their voices for change, therefore augmenting her impact outside of the music business. The several accolades Shirley Caesar has earned over her career also clearly reflect her legacy. She has got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, been inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and won several Grammy Awards. These honors are evidence of her ongoing effect on the music business, as well as on musicians working in many genres. You won't want to miss what she says regarding her legacy. Unquestionably, Shirley Caesar changed gospel music and beyond. Along the road, she has inspired other musicians by not only determining the direction and sound of gospel music, but also bridging the distance between gospel and other genres. Her legacy is one of faith, tenacity, and a will to use her music to inspire and uplift. Shirley Caesar's influence on the music industry will be felt for generations to come as new artists keep recognizing her importance. Shirley's struggles and personal challenges. Often praised for her amazing voice and unflinching faith, Shirley Caesar has not been exempt from the challenges of life. Benevolent behind the striking performances and public demeanor is a woman who has overcome many personal difficulties over her lifetime. Shirley has battled health problems, personal grief, and the demands of a life committed to ministry and music, all of which have tried her perseverance even with her great faith. The death of her father when Shirley was just 7 years old was one of the most major obstacles she encountered early in life. Her father had been a spiritual guide and musical inspiration, hence this tragedy had a great influence on her. Shirley was forced to grow up fast, and this loss carried great weight. She had to negotiate a challenging life marked by financial difficulty and the obligations of being part of a big family as the 10th of 13 children. Still, these early challenges strengthened her faith and confirmed her will to work in gospel music. And there's more just when you believe you have heard it all. Shirley faced more difficulties as her career started to soar, including the burden of juggling her rising notoriety with her personal life. Her health suffered and the rigors of continuous travel and recording sometimes left little time for relaxation. Shirley has been open about the emotional and physical tiredness she experienced with her rigorous schedule, which at times caused her to doubt her direction. Shirley discovered strength in her religion despite these obstacles. She relied on prayer and the encouragement of her close friends and family to get through her trying circumstances. Apart from her work difficulties, Shirley has had personal ones, especially in her relationships. Particularly one as well known as Shirley, the life of a gospel performer may be isolating, and preserving personal relationships can be challenging. Shirley has admitted that occasionally her dedication to her music and ministry caused friction with loved ones. Her career's obligations often forced difficult to make sacrifices, which would cause periods of loneliness and reflection. And there is more just when you believe you have heard it all. The death of her husband, Bishop Harold Williams, in 2014 presented still another major obstacle for Shirley. Shirley's life suffered an emptiness after the couple's more than 30-year marriage passed. Among the most difficult events she has ever gone through was handling the loss of her life mate. But Shirley's strong faith turned once more into her compass through trying circumstances. She turned to her music and ministry as a means of processing her loss and carrying on the tradition of service to their community by her late spouse. Shirley Caesar's life is one of resiliency and unflinching faith, despite all the obstacles she has encountered. Her great belief in God, her commitment to her music, and her capacity to find meaning in her hardships have helped her to surmount difficulty. And more just when you believe you have heard it all. Shirley Caesar's life displays the strength of faith and tenacity. Her challenges have simply sharpened her will and increased her allegiance to her mission. With her song and narrative, she still inspires others today to show that one can overcome immense hardship and keep on significantly changing the world. The confession, what she finally admitted. Renowned First Lady of Gospel, Shirley Caesar has always been appreciated for her relentless faith, strong voice, and dedication to her work. Even the most devout nevertheless experienced times of uncertainty and struggle. Shirley confided in a unique and very intimate manner, exposing a part of herself few had ever seen. A time when her faith faltered and she questioned her own direction. This insight is important since it demonstrates that the challenges of life are not exempt for someone as strong and committed as Shirley Caesar. Shirley opened up about a time in her life when she felt overburdened by the demands of her profession and the expectations placed upon her during an emotional interview, therefore disclosing the confession. She said that occasionally she felt like giving up, times when the weight of her obligations as a public personality, pastor, and gospel legend became intolerable. For someone who had always been a lighthouse of faith and strength for others, this admission was unexpected, but yet quite human. This insight alters all. Are you poised to hear it? Shirley continued, saying she felt cut off from the very source of strength that had guided her during her life, her faith in God, during this trying period. She admitted that occasionally she wondered whether she was really living out her calling or just going through the grind. For Shirley, this crisis of faith was a turning point in her life and work, since it made her face her uncertainties and rediscover the strong spiritual link that had guided her. This confession's relevance resided in its openness and vulnerability. For decades, Shirley Caesar has been a shining example of unflinching faith, someone many looked up to for direction and motivation. Admitting her challenges has helped her to demonstrate that, particularly in the face of hardship, faith is not a fixed, unchangeable force, but rather something that has to be cultivated and reinforced. This revelation has not only deepened public knowledge of Shirley as a person, but also made her far more approachable to individuals who have experienced comparable hardships. This realization transforms everything. Are you ready to listen? Shirley Caesar's confession gives her story more complexity, therefore altering the view of her life and profession. It reveals that beneath the great performances and solid public image is a lady who, like everyone else, has had periods of worry and doubt. Still, it is exactly this difficulty that makes her faith and accomplishments especially amazing. Shirley's candor in revealing her confession has only served to confirm that real strength comes from rising again after you do, not from never faltering. This insight transforms everything. Are you poised to hear it? The impact of her confession on the gospel community. Shirley Caesar's confession sent shockwaves throughout the gospel community, triggering a range of reactions from surprise to admiration. As someone revered for her steadfast faith and towering presence in gospel music, her admission of personal struggles with faith and purpose was unexpected. Many within the gospel community were initially taken aback, as Shirley had always been a symbol of unwavering strength. Yet, this revelation quickly turned into a powerful moment of solidarity, with many seeing her confession as a profound act of humility and honesty. Leaders within the gospel community praise Shirley for her transparency. Prominent figures like gospel artists and pastors publicly expressed their support, emphasizing that her confession was a testament to the reality that even the most devout can face moments of doubt. This admission, rather than diminishing her standing, enhanced it, showing that Shirley Caesar was not only a legendary singer, but also a deeply human figure who was unafraid to share her vulnerabilities. Her honesty inspired many within the community to reflect on their own struggles and the importance of maintaining faith through life's challenges. But there's still one more surprise left to uncover. The broader public also responded with overwhelming support. Fans who had long looked up to Shirley as a pillar of strength found her confession deeply relatable. For many, this moment made her even more endearing, as it demonstrated that she too experienced the same doubts and fears that everyone faces at some point. Shirley's confession fostered a stronger connection with her audience, as they appreciated her willingness to open up about her personal struggles. This newfound relatability only deepened the respect and admiration people had for her. Her confession also sparked wider discussions about mental health and the pressures faced by public figures, particularly in the religious community. It encouraged others to speak out about their struggles, creating a ripple effect of openness and support. In this way, Shirley Caesar's confession went beyond just a personal revelation. It became a catalyst for change within the gospel community, highlighting the need for compassion, understanding, and the acknowledgement that everyone, no matter how strong, can face difficulties. But there's still one more surprise left to uncover. As the gospel community and the public absorbed the impact of Shirley's confession, her legacy grew even more profound. Her willingness to reveal her struggles made her a beacon of hope for those grappling with their own faith, showing that even the most revered individuals are not exempt from life's trials. Shirley Caesar's confession reinforced her status as a true leader, one whose influence extends far beyond music, touching the hearts of countless people who see her as a source of strength and inspiration. But there's still one more surprise left to uncover. Shirley Caesar today, continuing her legacy. Shirley Caesar, even in her 80s, remains an indomitable force in the world of gospel music. Far from slowing down, she continues to build on her extraordinary legacy with a passion that shows no signs of waning. Far from slowing down, she continues to build on her extraordinary legacy with a passion that shows no signs of waning. Today, Shirley is actively involved in her ministry and music, still performing, recording, and engaging with her community. Her voice, full of power and emotion, continues to inspire audiences around the world, proving that her influence is as strong as ever. One of Shirley's ongoing projects is her work with Mount Calvary Word of Faith Church in Raleigh, North Carolina, where she has served as senior pastor for many years. Her dedication to her congregation is unwavering, and she continues to lead with the same passion and commitment that has defined her ministry for decades. Under her leadership, the church has grown and thrived, serving as a beacon of faith and hope in the community. In addition to her pastoral duties, Shirley remains a sought-after speaker at conferences and gospel events, where she shares her wisdom and experiences with the next generation of gospel artists and believers. And now, you won't believe what's next for this global legend. Musically, Shirley Caesar continues to record and perform, staying true to her roots while also embracing new sounds and collaborations. Her recent projects include new gospel recordings that blend traditional gospel with contemporary influences, ensuring that her music continues to resonate with both longtime fans and younger audiences. She also has been involved in various collaborations with artists from different genres, further expanding the reach of her music. These collaborations not only keep her sound fresh, but also introduce her message of faith and hope to new listeners. In addition to her musical and pastoral work, Shirley Caesar is also actively engaged in philanthropy. She has long been committed to giving back to her community, and today she continues to support various charitable causes, particularly those related to education and social justice. Through her foundation and other initiatives, Shirley is making a tangible impact on the lives of those in need, ensuring that her legacy extends far beyond the music and into the hearts of those she helps. And now, you won't believe what's next for this gospel legend. As she continues her journey, Shirley Caesar shows no signs of slowing down. Her schedule remains full with upcoming performances, new recordings, and ongoing ministry work. She is also working on her memoirs, which are expected to offer deep insights into her life, career, and faith, providing an intimate look at the woman behind the legendary voice. Shirley's ongoing contributions to gospel music and her community ensure that her legacy will continue to grow, inspiring generations to come. And now, you won't believe what's next for this gospel legend. Shirley Caesar's life today is a testament to her enduring faith, energy, and commitment to her calling. As she continues to inspire through her music, ministry, and philanthropy, Shirley's legacy remains as vibrant and influential as ever, proving that her impact on the world is far from finished. The future of gospel music. Shirley Caesar's predictions and advice. Shirley Caesar, the First Lady of Gospel, has been a guiding force in gospel music for over 70 years. As the genre continues to evolve, Shirley offers her predictions and advice for the next generation of gospel artists. Shirley believes the future of gospel music is filled with potential for growth and innovation. She envisions the genre continuing to embrace new sounds and technologies while remaining deeply rooted in its spiritual foundation. Gospel's adaptability, she notes, has always been its strength, blending elements from R&B, jazz, and even hip-hop to stay relevant to new audiences. But you won't believe the surprising advice Shirley has for the future of gospel music. Attracting younger generations is crucial, and Shirley encourages gospel artists to explore modern music production tools, such as digital platforms and social media, to reach wider audiences. However, she cautions that innovation should never overshadow the message. For Shirley, the core purpose of gospel music is to inspire and uplift through faith, hope, and salvation. She advises young artists to ensure their music, no matter how contemporary, stays true to the genre's spiritual essence. Shirley also foresees gospel music expanding its influence, with more collaborations between gospel and other genres. These collaborations, she believes, will not only broaden gospel's appeal, but also introduce its powerful messages to audiences who might not typically engage with a genre. But you won't believe the surprising advice Shirley has for the future of gospel music. Despite her excitement for the genre's evolution, Shirley stresses the importance of authenticity. She advises future gospel artists to stay true to their roots and maintain a deep connection to their faith. Shirley warns against prioritizing fame and fortune over the spiritual mission of gospel music, reminding artists that their primary role is to minister through their music. In addition, Shirley encourages young gospel artists to cultivate humility and a sense of community. Learning from pioneers like Albertina Walker shaped Shirley's own career, and she urges emerging artists to seek out mentors and collaborate with peers. But you won't believe the surprising advice Shirley has for the future of gospel music. Shirley Caesar's vision for the future of gospel music balances tradition and innovation. Her advice to future gospel artists is clear: innovate, but stay true to the faith. Embrace new sounds, but never lose sight of the message. With her guidance, gospel music is sure to continue thriving, touching lives and inspiring faith for generations to come. If you thought this was amazing, you need to see our other video about gospel music's unsung heroes. Watch it now.